You've seen the video in Texas of the cop that slammed the black girl during the pool party.
Yep.
I have a theory when it comes to police brutality and police murders in America, this type of thing. My theory, and you could tell me whether you agree or disagree. My theory is that it's not happening anymore this year or last year than it has happened over the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years. I feel that the rate has been fairly constant, but now everybody has a video camera in their pocket. So and you have social media, which allows certain things to spread. So you now
and they're trying to pass law, and they're now trying to pass laws so you can't do that anymore too, to show you that you're right.
Okay, so go ahead. You got the gist of my statement. What's your take on that?
Policemen have always been what they are now. For the most part, I learned something, and I want you to think about this, brother. Laws in America are only what old white men did to acquire power. I'll go to something as simple as sampling. Man, these folks have been stealing our culture ever since we came off of them boats. They've been sampling our culture, taking songs verbatim, and rock and roll groups using them. But now we're doing the same things that they're doing. Oh, now it's a crime. They've been putting black folks in jail over weed for how many years? Now since the American government sees a way that they can tax it and they can make money and older white men can make money off of weed, now it's legal without letting black people out of jail. It's always been like that. They have always been beating our ass. The system is not broke. The system is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. The original job for a policeman was to catch escaped slaves and protect the property of slave owners. That was the original job for the policeman, and it has not changed. If you look at all of these Ku Klux Klan members in these pictures, those were the mayors and the lawyers and the policemen of these small towns. Like, it has not changed, brother. And what's crazy is, again, like I told you, because we don't have any power, and I hate the word reverse racism, because in order for you to be a racist, you must first of all have power. And you must have the power to stop somebody or inhibit somebody from doing something, living somewhere, having a job. We don't have that kind of power in America. Tell me something that a black person could stop a white person from doing that would affect a group of white people. Nothing. You don't want to come to our clubs? We're not signing artists. We're not signing the checks. That's universal. Come on, dude. So I'm saying that, like, the policemen are doing exactly what they have always done. Serve and protect our ass. They serve our ass and protect the slave owner stuff. They have constantly been serving our ass. Because what happened was they used to could lynch us and not have to worry about repercussions. And then when they stopped having the ability to lynch us, then they lynched us legally. They became police officers. This stuff ain't never stopped. And the difference between me and other people, I can show you history. I can pull up facts. I can show you court docs. I study. So this is not emotional. Cops have been, and I'm going to show you something. If you go and pull up the documents that come from the United States government, white kids commit the same amount of crimes, if not more. They're not dying. Black cops ain't making a mistake in killing white kids. You know what I'm saying? That's not happening. So while there are always all of these mistakes when it comes to black kids, that's what they want to do. The only way you're going to stop police brutality is if those police lives are threatened, or if something is going to happen to their children, or something is going to happen to their jobs, their money, their lives. I bet you if one of those cops felt like something was going to happen to them if they killed a black kid, if the same thing was going to happen to their lives, it would not happen. A black cop knows if he shoots an innocent white kid, he is going to jail forever. And if he doesn't go to jail forever, a group of white men are going to come and pull him out of his house. You know it. If something happens in a Russian neighborhood, Russians handle that. If something happens in an Asian community, Asians handle that. As soon as black people start handling their own business and do the same thing that they do, if somebody comes to your neighborhood and take your dope, You gonna go to their house. If a black person kills your brother or your sister, you going to their house. And see the difference between when blacks kill blacks, because everybody always talking about black on black crime. Well, if a black kill a black, well, you got one black person and the other black person going to jail. If a white person kills a black person, 9 times out of 10, he won't serve no time. And you can, and there are always exceptions to the rule, but people know that. I want to tell people something. I have a new album that's called The God Box. The God Box is going to be one of the best hip hop albums of all time. I had a rapper listen to my album who's from the South. He's one of the top hip hop artists out today. He said, Banner, no matter what you do, hip hop is not going to give it to you. He said it's one of the best albums I ever heard in my whole entire life. Not just in recent hip hop history, but in hip hop period. He said they're not going to give it to you because you're from the South and you're humble. Well, this time I'm going to tell people, whatever album is your favorite album, pick whatever number. If it's number 1, I'll put my number 1 against it. If it's number 2, I'll put my number 2 against it. You don't even have to pick singles. See, one of the things is that all of the great hip hop artists, and I'll give you an example. Big K.R.I.T, Mount Olympus came out, and hip hop act like that shit didn't happen. Act like it didn't happen. That was one of the dopest songs I ever heard in my life. They act like they act like that young man is not changing music because he's from Mississippi and because he's from the South and he's humble. But I ain't gonna let the God Box get wasted. I'm gonna see what's hip hop reason for not giving it to me. Because every time somebody from the South does something, they act like it's like when San Antonio wins the championship. David Banner smashed the hip hop cipher and folks act like they don't see that. Yeah, it's me. I ain't going nowhere. The God Box is one of the best hip hop albums, period. And after it comes out, I never say that again. It's gonna be up to y'all to do it. And hip hop say they want something better, well, it's here. And if you don't take it now, it's your fault. And I mean hip hop as a whole. Because there's great hip hop artists out here that's doing stuff, but we don't support them. If hip hoppers ain't acting like monkeys, then people don't fucking support them. And I'm tired of that, dude. What's going on in hip hop right now is embarrassing, dude. And the thing is, it's nothing as a whole wrong with hip hop. Hip hop just needs some fucking balance. Hip hop don't need to be all positive. It don't need to be all negative, but we need to control the images. We're going to have to start setting some rules and some criterias, and we're going to have to start holding people accountable to it. We're going to have to start going to knock on people's doors. You say you hip hop, all right, let me check your credentials. If you say you hip hop, let me see what you're doing for the hip hop community. And I don't mean the rappers, I mean the people who's consuming hip hop. What are you doing? If you're a hip hop clothing line, what are you doing for the community? If you for hip hop, then why were you not in Ferguson? If you're a hip hop blog site, why were you not in Baltimore? Fox Network was there, making sure that what they wanted to do and the way that they wanted to make black people look or hip hop look as a whole, they were there. Where were the hip hop blog sites to defend hip hoppers and young people? Everybody in hip hop say they from the hood, but when the hood needs them, they're nowhere to be found. And it's time for people to start holding them accountable for it, dude. I'm tired, dude. Our kids are dying. Little black girls are getting beat. Where all the gangsters at when it comes to that? You know what I'm saying? Zimmerman's still walking around. Where all the people who are showing hip hop when it comes to that? I don't get it, dog. I just don't get it, homie.
Oh, one of the things that you mentioned that kind of struck me was, I think it was on a Sway interview, that you said when Eric Garner was getting choked out, the whole community just sat there and watched it happen.
Man, listen, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you why I don't believe there are no good cops. There are no good cops because one of my best homies is a cop, and he told me something. I never forget this. He said, Banner, every cop knows who the bad cops are. And if all this law shit that America talks about is real, if anybody breaks the law, they are supposed to be held accountable. And then what policemen want to say, well, it's no different than what y'all talk about in the hood with the no snitch policy. No, it's not, because we're not being paid. No, it's not, because we don't stand under a law or creed that actually crucifies other people based on that creed. And because you are trained to know and do better. So it's not the same. You're not regular. You have that badge on. You're getting paid by our money. So the truth is, if there are really good cops, you know who the bad cops are. Do something about it. And if you don't do something about it, then you're a coward. Because you'll beat our ass. If we have some dope, you'll take our ass to jail. They're acting like black kids are not human. If that was a white kid in any of those situations, America would have shut down, and they know it. I asked the person one time, if Trayvon Martin was white, would this whole situation been different? And he told me, David Banner, yes. And that shows you where America is, brother. My single with Big K.R.I.T is coming out June 20th. Make sure everybody goes to iTunes and pick it up. If you support David Banner or you hate David Banner, hit me up on Twitter, tell me about it, @TheRealBanner. And if you hate me, come with some facts. Let's talk about it. Let's debate.
On the album, you said Big K.R.I.T is on it. Who else is on it?
It's a lot of great people on it, brother. I just concentrate on the God box. It ain't about me. It ain't about none of the artists on it. It's about the movement. It's about making hip hop better. It's just the God box. Actually, my name ain't even on my album cover.
Really?
It's just the God box. That's what people concentrate on, the God box.
It's no comparison, man. ODB is in a class by itself. He don't even compare to us. Like he said, his style don't have no father. He the old dirty bastard of it right there. He created his own style. So
he would probably get beat for a week straight. He couldn't even walk through Long Beach. He'd be like a walking pinata. He'd just get beat every corner he turned.